Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of University Colloquium Session B 2021. The semester flies by. I wanted to make sure you're keeping up. Have you had an opportunity to watch these brief videos and instructions? So now we're down here, March 15th. You should have completed these 2 items by Wednesday. You're going to be discussing sustainability, part 1 of the textbook. And if you click here or go over to the library guide here, you should be able to just click on this link right here. If you're on campus, I think it opens for you directly. You just go to, you're there and you just open chapter 1. And you're able to read it, okay? And so if we go back to the content, you can see that part 1 is what is sustainability, only 5 pages, brief history, about 15 pages, sciencey stuff about the ecosystem and the biosphere, and then finally this human impact. So you're only looking about 55 or 60 pages. Depending upon how comfortable you are with that information, you might want to give yourself at least a couple hours or more and read some of it out loud. I've found that reading out loud really helps understanding dramatically. So if we now go back to the course itself, let's go back one more window. We were here, right? So I had all of that in week 1. And now the next big assignment is your autobiography and the ecological footprint. So that, who are we, that I asked you to do last week, it was to set you up for this part. So the concept that I'm trying to get across is that education is not what happens inside the walls of a classroom, but it is about everything that we experience in our lives. And so that's why I asked questions about your travel, how much religion played a role, other things that you did with your family or friends that shaped who you are, especially in regards to the environment. So you're going to have some brief readings. So this is John Dewey. It's actually very long, but I think I just asked you to read chapters 1, 2, and 3. So there's the preface. I encourage you to read that regardless. So chapter 1 is about traditional versus progressive education. So what we're doing in the classroom here is oftentimes considered traditional. The next part is this idea of a theory for the experience. So, let's put all that stuff together philosophically. And then finally, chapter 3, criteria of experience. So what did those experiences do to help us or hurt us? And I think one of the specific questions that I ask you is about miseducative experiences. So pay attention to that as you're reading Dewey and reflecting back on that really nice video that you guys presented last week. I'm also asking you to read a couple of brief excerpts from David Orr. He's a pretty amazing orator that has done a lot about ecological literacy and environmental education, specifically in higher education. Concept of social traps, I think, is really important, and I hope that you can develop not only in your autobiography, but other things in the other essays and presentations that you're going to see coming. So the idea that we'll do something for short-term benefit that might lead to long-term harm. So cigarette smoking is a great example. Eating cookies is another one, right? So it tastes great, it's great, it feels good, it gives you that flush of, dopamine release that makes you happy or euphoric, but you end up with lung cancer or obesity or any other things. And then the last one is this really brief reading from a man named Richard Louv. Looks like I better check that link and make sure it's working. I'm glad I'm doing this in student view. See if this works. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I will fix that link for you. Okay, and then, so that's the reading, right? And then down here in this corner, if I click on next, then it's asking you to take this ecological footprint. Pretty easy link. You answer a number of questions. You accept it. We're going to do it in English, and I think there's an option. So we'll take it, and then we want to add details, okay? And then go through that entire assignment there. So that's your ecological footprint. Dive deeper, some other footprints. Let me go back one page. I believe that I have some further information. These are the instructions for the essay, and I want to add some further information and resources for John Dewey, David Orr, and Richard Louv, so that you can maybe watch a video or other things. May or may not get them up for you before this week. Okay, so you do those readings, you do your footprint, and then you submit this autobiography. This gets you back to those readings. Oh, another link I need to fix. All right, and let's see if this Louv works. Yeah, so now I've got that link to just background information about Louv. All right, and next. So on this, you submit the assignment. Okay, the instructions should be there. And incorporate these quotes. Then the next thing is to submit your service learning proposal. This is due Saturday. And then we're going into freshwater. So you're going to end up with 4 field trips. Each one of them weekly coming at you. But also coming at you is a big group presentation about the middle part of the sustainability text, and one more big writing assignment that's due near the end of the semester. So I hope that that introduction to where we're headed this week and early next is helpful and keeps you on track. Send me an email with any questions, and hopefully we're set. All right, so how do I turn this baby off? 7 minutes went on much longer than I expected.